What it do, what it do, what it do? You guys made it back. Me personally, Didi, the ungrateful Didi. The ungrateful Didi is not in the dating game for a slew of reasons that I really don't want to, I guess, touch and tell you guys at the moment. But, I mean, let's be real. It's just for the same reason that if you decide to stop dating, let's just keep it at that. But, yeah, men, are refusing to go to these stupid-ass single events, and women are furious about it. Yeah.
I don't want to steal drugs from my father. I don't want to go inside a monster, and I don't want to die.
I say it's worth a shot.
Yes, I agree. Let's do it.
And the one thing I don't really like about this like speed dating stuff. Like, first of all, I don't have Tinder. I don't have dating apps. I don't do none of that shit no more, bro. Because what's really the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, dating nowadays is just pretty pointless. And the crazy thing is the people who complain about dating the most, women, are the ones that make it so damn difficult. So it's hilarious. But the thing I don't like about these dating events, man, is like, it's literally like Tinder, bro. And honestly, I can see why guys don't go to that shit, because girls probably would still be there just to like judge a guy, think they can do way better than him, and then just reject him, bro. Ultimately, like, most women are just so damn picky and just have such an inflated ego. It's just, dating's not very good for most men's mental health. Let's just say that.
So, I'm trying to put myself out there a bit more and try not to use apps. So I've signed myself up to a singles event.
Welcome back, fellas. In today's video, we're diving into something that's been making waves. Men refuse to attend singles events, and it's driving women furious. Recently, reports have been popping up that these events are now dominated by women, with men opting out entirely. What's behind this shift? Is it changing the dating dynamic for good? Stick around as we break it all down and explore the frustrations on both sides. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not
seen
go
this
after
girl
a
like
girl
so
anymore
many
and put in any
times,
effort?
so
It
I
seems like
just
guys
don't
can
want to
just
see
spit the
her.
bare minimum and not even really put an effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a
Yeah, no, I'm sure you've seen that
relationship,
video so
talking
many
to
times.
Another girl, this is
Say
what
hi,
you're gonna
Storm.
do. I've been trying to debate if I'm gonna be like the soft girl and say this, or if I'm gonna give it to you really, really harsh. Maybe I'll make it part 2 and do both. The Aries in me is the villain, so I'm trying to do what's in your best interest.
Only things that's the villain is them bug eyes, bro. But see, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to do what's in your best interest, but it's like the ego that just kind of just oozes out of most of these chicks. They think they're the best thing going, like, ever. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. If you really look at them subjectively or objectively without, just being a horn toad, most chicks really ain't like as great as they make themselves out to be. Like, I'm not even trying to hate. It's just real life. We got bug eyes over here.
I would delete all the paragraphs that you're about to send him. Don't even shed a tear. I wouldn't even think twice about this guy. You know why? Because a guy who has to talk to multiple women and make multiple women question themselves and be like, who's that person? Or who's this? Or what's that? Or what's...
Well, y'all do the same shit, though, bruh. You gonna tell me most of y'all who are like courting, dating women, even texting women in the talking stage and stuff, they're talking to like 7 other niggas. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't see why they're trying to flip it on us that we can't, talk to other women at the same time. If anything, if anything, that's what I would suggest. If you guys are dating and still trying out that shit, I would suggest definitely talking to other women at the same time, because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing. So, and that's another reason why it's just, I'm good on that dating shit.
Or whatever. That's an insecure man. A person who is talking to multiple women is an unavailable man. You can try all...
Or someone who's actually just, seeing all our options, because why would a guy invest all of his put all his eggs into one basket of one woman, especially a modern woman. Come on, make it make sense. And that's why I'm not even mad that girls be talking to multiple guys at the same time. End of the day, it's just like, it's common sense. It's like getting multiple bids for your bathroom remodel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't get it.
Long to convince yourself, well, he told me. I don't care what he told you. I'm looking around, I'm trying to find the fuck to give. I don't care what he told you. It's not about what he told you. That's the whole point. The whole point is he is talking to multiple women because one person is not satisfying him. They can tell you all day long you are who they want, but if they do not want to slap a title, they do not want to date, if they have another girl, if they are not living up to your standard, why would you want them? Like, can you imagine yourself getting married to somebody who doesn't value the woman that you are? Like, you want a man to put a wedding ring on your finger. You want this man to be in the same room as when you deliver his child, but he's playing mind games now. Why would you want that? Even if he doesn't act like he's playing, do you think he doesn't know what he's doing? Like, the fact that you didn't even know about this girl until now, and even if you just caught it like right away, they were still in the picture. This man is not available. Please save yourself the time and the energy and the heartbreak and the stupidity on their part. You know, like, if they want to be stupid, let them go to Amy, Becky, and Lisa. Not you. You're not playing his game. Refuse to play the game sometimes. Sometimes it's fun when you don't have emotions, when you don't have feelings. It's like, whatever. But when you start to catch feelings and this guy is still not respecting you enough to tell you what they want, or if they are in a relationship with you.
Man, I guarantee if that same guy that she's referring to came back and spun the block and was just like, you know what, baby girl, I just want you. You know, I let them all go. She would go for it, bro. So I don't even want to hear this shit. That's why it's better to be this guy that she's talking about than the guy she don't talk about at all. Because she actually liked that guy. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't respect you enough to settle only with you, and they're like playing games or cheating or whatever. Why would you want that? Why would your future self be happy with your decision now? Literally the chemicals in our brain.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm just not liking her face and which the hell she's talking about, so I'm gonna skip ahead.
She's choosing to be alone and sad. And honestly, that sounds so fun and exciting, right? Living your best, independent, but miserable life. Well, happy for you, I guess. Look, no one's saying you need a man to be happy. But let's not act like choosing loneliness and calling it self-love is the empowering story you're trying to sell. Being alone is one thing.
It's not, bro. At the end of the day, do I want to be fucking alone? No, nigga. But at the end of the day, bro, do I want to also go out and just go through a bunch of needles to find some hay in a haystack? No, bro. You know, like, at the end of the day, look, it may sound like I'm making excuses and shit. I possibly am. I don't want to pretty much have another full-time job to go out, court, and date, and go through the same fucking cycle with these women, bro. You never know what they on. You never know what their intentions are. And all that good stuff. And most of the time, they just end up, you know, just using your ass, bro. Because most of the time, for most guys, just considering the amount of sure options that women have, you're not going to get the treatment you really want and deserve because you're not their first option. And it's really hard to come across a girl where you are their first option. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes it's necessary for growth. But when you're alone and bitter, that's a whole different vibe, and spoiler alert, it's not a good one. You want to be alone? Cool. Do your thing. But let's not pretend that sadness and resentment are the markers of some great life decision. At some point, it's worth asking yourself if you're really happy, or just doubling down on a bad decision to avoid accountability. Just saying. So yeah, happy for you and your exciting solo journey. But maybe, just maybe, it's worth considering why being alone and sad has become the destination you're so determined to defend. Food for thought.
One of the biggest curses you can put on your dating life is texting a girlfriend, let's go out and meet cute boys this weekend. I don't know what it signals out into the universe, but it literally puts a complete curse on you. You will go out with your friends and you will not meet anyone. It's like The Walking Dead. It's like there is no one for days and you're not approached, and then you put all of this effort and you're like 7 espresso martinis in and you go to sleep with like a mid-heart attack and you're like, why did I make that effort? In my experience, I have only met guys when I am either dining alone, going somewhere alone, when I feel more approachable. And I think that it's something about like men being afraid to approach women, like large groups of women. And I think about it, and like whenever I'm with my girlfriends and we're like, let's go out and like, let's go get dressed up. You're sitting at a table, you're not really approachable. You're not really doing anything. Like, what do you expect a guy to just like come to your table and want to talk to you? You're so much more approachable and like relaxed when you're just yourself. So do not text your girlfriends this weekend, let's go out and meet cute boys. Trust me, it never works.
Here's the thing. She's out here saying men won't approach you when you're surrounded by a group of women. And honestly, she's not wrong. But let's put the blame where it belongs, squarely on women. Think about it. Picture this scenario. A guy sees someone he's interested in, but she's sitting there, flanked by 5 of her friends. Now, tell me, what's the vibe? Is it, oh, I'm approachable, come talk to me? Or is it more like, good luck getting through this squad without getting judged, mocked, or outright ignored? Because let's be real, guys aren't walking into that lion's den just to get shot down in front of an audience. And let's not forget, women in these groups can be ruthless. If the guy doesn't check every single box, he's getting side eyes, whispers, and maybe even a laugh or two. And you wonder why men aren't approaching? It's not rocket science. It's self-preservation. Here's an idea. If you want to be approached, maybe don't create a barrier of girlfriends that feels like the social equivalent of a fortress. Step away from the pack. Show that you're open to conversation. Because trust me, most men aren't scared of rejection. They're just not interested in a public spectacle. So, yeah, if you're out here wondering why no one's approaching, take a look at the situation you've set up. The problem isn't men. It's the atmosphere you're creating. Fix that, and maybe you'll start seeing a change.
I debated if I even wanted to make this TikTok, as it's somewhat vulnerable to me and kind of hard.
Oh, you're 35 plus? Yeah, you're cooked.
To really get my feelings across, but if people relate to this, it could transpire into something, good conversation, support, all this kind of stuff. But for the people that are 35, probably more so women, 35 plus, who they're just like content being single. How? I am 37 and I have definitely struggled in the dating world. I haven't been in a long-term relationship in quite some time, about 5 or so years.
Yeah, any woman that's 37 or whatnot, post-war, and to be quite frank, she don't look too bad for, being 37, honestly. Like, she really doesn't. Like, I find her decently attractive. It's completely the woman's fault. It's behind her being on TikTok and saying how long she hasn't been in a relationship. There's a whole graveyard of guys that she ultimately just rejected and thought the grass was greener on the other side. Went for that certain type of guy, but that certain type of guy that she really wants ultimately will not commit to her. So that's really the cycle that these girls are in, and they ultimately are just playing blackjack, and unfortunately, a lot of them bust or end up settling with a guy that they really don't like, and then end up just taking him to the cleaners in court and taking half his shit in a divorce years later. So, I mean, that's kind of why a lot of guys aren't dating. A lot of guys see the writing on the wall. I think everyone does have that special person, but does that mean that that even if they are that special person and you do find them, does that mean things last forever? No, all things come to an end, bro. If anything, you're just like, even if it's the most ideal candidate, best girl on earth, more than likely, whether it's 15, 20, 25, it's going to come to an end. So that's what you just got to understand. Like, that's just the game. And when it does come to an end, it's going to end violently. I.e., you're getting cut in half pretty much. So a lot of guys, especially young guys like Gen Z, us as Gen Z folks, we see the writing on the wall. We've seen our parents. We've seen all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, we still want to date and shit, but man, it's really like, for what, bro? For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm negative. I don't know, but I just see through this shit, bro. And I've also just seen in my past experiences that, like, I'm just, I guess I just wasn't that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how a lot of guys feel. And it's not even really like you're not that guy. It's just like I said, most of the time it's just the inflated egos of most of these chicks, bro. So yeah, that's pretty much that, man. Little rant.
Definitely shorter term relationships I've gone on and off with, 3 months here, 4 months here, 5 months there. This last one really just bummed me out, as I really thought, we tried twice that. Anyways, beside the point, I want to make the point, like, I've been in therapy for years. I truly, truly, like, love myself. So I really don't want people to be like, work on yourself and, like, become, like, love yourself. Like, I'm very hyper independent. I grew up an only child primarily. I had to learn to love being by myself and loving who I am. I love to solo travel. It's liberating. Sidebar, if you haven't done it, I highly recommend anyone do it. I have the most great friend support system in the world. But at the end of the day, and I want to just be content being single, but at the end of the day, I yearn for a companion. I yearn for a romantic partner. And there's times where I'm like, oh, I got to get to that point where I just don't, it's just not on my mind, where I accept, like, this could be is. And
you know it's crazy too, because, like, she wouldn't have a hard time finding a guy, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too. Like, this is kind of just the state of the world. Like, even myself included, most people are probably gonna end up like this, 37 and single, bro. Like, that's just, like, that's the trajectory of where, like, things are headed. You know what I'm saying? Today's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you lovers out there. But I mean, I've seen a few Valentine's posts on Instagram and stuff, but I don't know, though. I haven't really been keeping track historically. But, man, I don't know. That's just, I see myself headed this way. I'm just going to keep it a buck, primarily because I'm out the game. So, and that's just the choice I decided to make, and that's just the choice I'm going to have to live with, I don't really know where else to find chicks outside of bars and clubs, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm just not, and although they are fun, they're not the girls you really want, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
With everything else in my environment that is positive, but I'd be lying to myself, because I truly, it's the puzzle, the piece of the puzzle that's missing for me, and I yearn for it, and I love myself, and I work so hard on continuing to grow to love myself even more and being the woman, the person I am today. But I guess my question is for women that are in this position, men too, that have made that decision, like, what was, like, your clicking moment? What was the light bulb moment for you where you're like, I'm good. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to yearn for it anymore. I'm not going to hope for it, because I could be having the best day and being the most positive, loving myself, whatever, hoopla, and still there's something missing. And I don't know if I'll ever get to that point of just being content.
All right. So she says she's a 35-year-old woman who's accepted
37.
being single. And hey, if that's her choice, good for her. But let's unpack this a little bit, shall we? Here's the thing. At 35, accepting being single isn't always about empowerment. It's often about resignation. It's realizing that those years of high standards, playing games, or chasing the wrong guys have finally caught up. And now, suddenly, the options are slimmer, and the market isn't what it used to be. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being single if it's what truly makes you happy. But let's be real here. How much of this is about accepting, and how much of it is about avoiding accountability for the choices that led here? You can only turn away good men so many times.
And that's really what it is, bro. If we're just going to keep it a buck. ain't no way guys ain't try to holler at her. Ain't no way guys ain't try to make her theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because she's, you know, she's an attractive lady. You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy that shit. Of course, they're not gonna take accountability for it and kind of do the roundaway bout kind of way of explaining the situation without holding themselves accountable, right? But I mean, that's exactly what it is, man. It's just a graveyard of niggas that, you know, she kind of thought she was better than, and she chases one or certain type of guys that just wouldn't commit to her, bro. That's pretty much how.
Before the well runs dry. And honestly, it's fine if she's content with her situation. Some people thrive alone. But let's not confuse accepting being single with some grand act of independence.
And you see the hand tattoos and shit. Look, I got hand tattoos and shit too, bro. But like, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it is a double standard on women, bro. That shit is definitely a fucking red flag. It's a red flag on me too. It's a red flag too. I guess if women they could say that about me too. But on women especially, bro, like it just screams masculine, bro. You know, these bitches hurt, bro, to get these bitches on your hands, bro. So like, it just screams masculine as a motherfucker, bro.
Sometimes,
tattoos in general.
it's just the natural consequence of how the dating game plays out when you've spent too long thinking the grass was always greener on the other side. So hey, if she's happy, great. But if there's even a tinge of regret there, maybe it's worth reflecting on the choices that got her here. Just saying.
I'm 32, I'm hot, and I'm single. At this point in my life...
See, another one. I mean, it's just like... It's like they... Look. It's pretty much the same thing as like... Well, as a guy, you have a million reasons to not even try with the dating shit, honestly. But women have a lot of reasons to actually pursue it. But the thing is, the problem with women is... They just make up this fantasy guy in their head. A lot of these modern women, they make up this fantasy guy in their head that doesn't exist. I'm sure you guys have seen the delusion calculator and all that stuff. But that is the dilemma these days. Okay, the globalization of the dating market and ultimately just the unrealistic expectations and standards of modern women. That is the dilemma these days. That's the divide. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, it takes two to tango, but most of the blame in dating in 2025 and probably beyond is going to be on women. Why do you think men are walking away?
Regardless of your age, I just believe it's good to do a little self-introspection. So I've been doing a lot of that related to romantic relationships this week. Yes, I do believe I haven't met
another like characteristics of these women. They just seem kind of masculine, bro. They don't seem like they'd follow your lead, bro. They don't seem like they don't seem like they'd be in their feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just type A ass personalities that just most masculine guys and the guys they're truly looking for aren't really interested in, except, you know, for recreational use only, bro. That's one trait that I've seen with these girls that are on this shit. Same with that other girl. Just masculine, bro.
I don't believe that timing has ever been right for me. With that being said, there also have been relationships that have never progressed further. And why is it that they haven't? It's okay to sit and wonder in that. As I've been thinking about that this week, something that has just felt very strong within my body is actually, it's brought up my deepest fear, my deepest insecurity that I'm unlovable. And because I've always let that fear be on the forefront of my mind, I've never allowed myself to be vulnerable with somebody to let them truly in to see me.
And that's really what it is, bro. You know, and that's another thing that's going on in these modern times, bro. Is no one wants to be vulnerable, bro. No one wants to let their guard down. Because everybody's just scared to get hurt. So, and granted, I've only met a few girls in my life where I actually felt like I could be vulnerable with. So I get it. There's actually this one girl now that I could definitely be vulnerable with, but I can tell she don't want to. I can tell she still kind of has her guard up. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the hardest part is having a woman let you in, you know? Because there could be like a really good thing going on between you and, you know, a prospect or whatnot, but sometimes a lot of these chicks just self-sabotage it, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck. At least in my experience, a lot of them self-sabotage it. I remember even back in the day, I even self-sabotage sometimes, bro. And it all really stems from insecurity and not feeling like you're good enough. So you just remove yourself from the situation. Because you're scared of it actually working out. Crazy, right?
All right, let's talk about something real for a second. When a woman realizes she's hit the wall, it's often a hard pill to swallow, and I get it. It's tough to face the reality that youth, beauty, and that initial attraction aren't going to carry you forever. But here's the kicker. After that realization, everything that comes after it can feel like a bit of cope. You see, men have wised up. They're no longer just choosing based on looks or the surface level things. They're finally seeing what's on the inside.
100%.
And that's something many women aren't prepared for.
And that is the facts, especially as I get older. I'm 27. So, I mean, yeah, I still looks definitely are always going to matter the most, okay? Like you got to be attracted to them, right? It goes both ways. But really what's super attractive now is actually what is on the interior, bro. Like that shit's attractive. Like a good girl, bro, is actually attractive, bro. Like especially at this point in my life, bro, a good girl is mad attractive, bro. Like a good girl that don't party, drink, do all that shit, bro. That shit's like super attractive, bro. And unfortunately, all the type of girls that I'm most used to are the fucking party fucking chicks, bro. The hoes, the 304s. That's the chicks that I'm most used to. I'm not even really used to the good girls like that. So, yeah. Side note.
Suddenly, it's not just about how well you can turn heads. It's about how well you treat others, how you handle life's challenges, and whether or not you have substance beyond your appearance. Let's be real here. This is the shift that a lot of women don't see coming. We're talking about the inner qualities: loyalty, maturity, emotional stability, and just plain character. Men are starting to realize that they want more than just a pretty face. And if you've spent your time focused only on what's external, you might be feeling that sting when it doesn't matter as much anymore. Now, that doesn't mean looks don't matter at all. But let's face it, what you bring to the table as a person, your values, your emotional maturity, that's what men are really choosing now. And when you realize this, it's a wake-up call for a lot of women. Because after all, the game isn't just about what you've got on the outside anymore. It's about what you're offering inside.
So, I'm trying to put myself out there a bit more and try not to use apps. So I've signed myself up to a singles event, which is in the museum tonight. And I wanted to document it just in case it's like really good or just in case people wanted to try it and see what it's like or share different experiences. So yeah. And my content's a little bit boring because I'm not meeting people, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try and video it if we're allowed. It's called Mingle in the Museum. Didn't say what age people were. I know it's sold out, so fingers crossed it's a goodie. It also goes to 11 p.m. and being a nana like me, I am in bed by 8. So we will see how we go. I've also been single for almost 4 years.
Damn, so it's even on the women's side too, bro. Like it's on both sides, bro. Like most people are single, bro, man or woman, bro. Like that's just kind of how it is these days. There's a lot of reasons as to why, but I guess it's really just both sides just pointing the finger at each other, right? So.
Just had really shit luck. And I'm not dating to hook up. And it's hard out there, man. It's hard out there.
So we've just parked up at the event and the only people we've seen are above the age of like 40.
Yeah.
So wish us luck.
So we're midway through.
We're midway through. We're halfway through.
We've had people come up to us.
Yep. We've had people circling like vultures.
Unfortunately, I haven't noticed anyone that I wanted to talk to, but it's a pretty cool concept. Yeah.
We're currently sitting in the museum.
They did say most of them are overage, but even if they are middle aged, but even if they were young cats, bro, she probably would have still said the same thing. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's really just most of these chicks that are just so fucking picky, and they just believe they're the best thing ever. When literally, I can make a clone of about 1 million of these girls. Literally, you could find them tomorrow. 1 million better looking girls too.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
And we might wrap up soon.
We're now going home. We both talked to a dude each for a long time, so we think that's sort of successful.
We got numbers.
We got numbers. Right. Good night.
Peace out.
Sure.
Here's the thing. This right here is exactly why men don't bother showing up to singles events anymore. Imagine putting yourself out there, making the effort, and then what happens? You end up as the punchline of someone's TikTok. Ridiculed,
Pretty
mocked.
fucking much, bro. And that's why niggas is just like, bro, like, fuck this, bro. No dinner dates. No dates in general, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Dating, like, in that regard, bro, unless you're, like, a top percentile guy, bro, it just... You're gonna be banging your head a lot. If any dating gurus out there, you got some tips, just, leave them down below. But, like, I mean, I know I'm not tripping, bro. Like, it's just the state of the world we live in today, bro. And it's just, good on it. Another thing, too. Why can't any of these modern women, or even modern men, post a fucking video without a filter? How come they can't do that shit? That's another thing, too. People just are fake. They're not real, bro. That's another thing.
Shamed for simply existing. Let's
Fake.
be real. These events are supposed to be about connection, right? A chance to meet new people and maybe, just maybe, find someone who vibes with you. But instead, they've turned into some weird, judgmental spectacle. If you're not the most handsome guy in the room, or if you're a little nervous, boom, you're suddenly trending on social media as some kind of joke. And here's what makes it worse. Those same women shaming men for showing up are the ones complaining there are no good men left. How does that work? You can't have it both ways. You can't demand men put themselves out there and then humiliate them for doing so. So yeah, men are opting out. Singles events? Pass. Dating apps? No. It's not because they're scared of rejection. It's because the risk of public humiliation just isn't worth it. Men deserve better than to be treated like entertainment for someone's TikTok followers. If you want men to start showing up again, maybe start by creating a space where they're respected, not ridiculed. Because until then, don't be surprised if they're staying home. The juice just isn't worth the squeeze anymore.
Come with me to my first singles mixer event in Toronto. This dating event was hosted by Flair Events at the 5th Social Club. As we got inside, we chose bracelets in colors for our love languages. It was such a nice venue with a nice bar, so I got myself a little drink, put my name tag on, and started socializing. You could feel that everyone came here with the intention of finding genuine connections because it was so easy to talk to anyone. They also had a lot of games, which were so much fun as a conversation starter. It's definitely a better alternative to dating apps, so if you're interested in more than just swiping, then you need to experience dating with Flair.
My second said speed dating
That was
event
definitely a
at
paid
Lucky's
promotion.
Cocktail Lounge.
that had to been a paid promotion. No, I mean, I get it now. I know what the problem is, bro. It's just there's not, like, a lot of people don't have friends anymore. They don't have the social circles and the settings to actually meet people organically anymore. They don't have the means of doing that anymore. Like, those things, those avenues are pretty much falling away. Because think about it, back in the day, bro, people weren't actively, like, seeking like this. You know what I'm saying? They really, I mean, I'm sure they did, but the thing is, they had social circles. They had friend groups meeting these friend groups. And then, you know, oh, let me get you to meet with my friend, you know, and this or that and the third, bro. That's how it probably was back in the day. And honestly, the best real life girls I've ever met came in like social, like in those kind of interactions, bro. Bars, clubs, even like a dating event like this, which is kind of like a bar club kind of setting if we're gonna keep it a buck. I mean, just the nature of how you guys are meeting, bro, just leaves it so let's just say this. In dating and stuff, I'm not the one leaving people on red. I'm getting left on red. And that's how most guys are. They're getting left on red. When they're trying to move things forward and pursue, they're the ones getting left on red. They're the ones getting ghosted. So, because obviously, high standards and fucking just delusional expectations and thinking they could there's a better guy, which there probably is, but, out there. So, I don't know, bro. That shit's crazy.
Single events than men, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know why that is the case. Men have totally checked out. You have to work 10 times harder than your grandfather to get a woman who is a 10th as good as your grandmother. It's not worth it anymore.
Here's the thing. Speed dating events
I don't know, bro. And a lot of these chicks ain't even really that attractive, bro. It's just like, it's rare. Like, I really find a chick that's really actually like that. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, too. Not all that makeup caked all over their face and shit. Most of these chicks are just inflated, bro. The definition of overrated is most of these modern women, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm just keeping it a bean stack, bro. The pussy's probably average at best, too. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, too. A lot of these niggas be fiending to get in there, and they get in there, and that shit was trash. So, like, that's why I'm just like, bro, like, what's the point? I think we've seen enough when we get the point. Let's just check out these comments real quick, and then we'll, damn, 4,000 of these bitches. Let's see. They expected, yeah, we heard that already. That wasn't a singles event. It was a stepdad action. For real, for real. Men be persistent. Men get arrested. What the fuck? Erected? The difference between evicting a possum from under your house and a woman from your house is a possum can't sue you and take your house. 100%. We got the message. You don't need no man. Now leave us alone. So yeah, a lot of guys are just checked out, and I'm one of them. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Modern women have really told on themselves. Do I think there are like actually like really good women out there, great women that actually can better your life? 100%, bro, 100%. But it's just far and few between. I know a couple, but most are trash, bro. Like, they're fun. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, but in regards to, like, taking it that way, actually, like, taking them seriously, it's just, like, you can't with most of these modern children, because that's what they are. They're just little kids. It shifted when ladies started calling us creeps when we would talk to them, acting like girl bosses and treated men like a free meal. Pretty much, bro. Like, it's like ego, bro. Dating is a waste of time and money. I mean, I've lived it, experienced it, and it absolutely is. I got stupendously lucky with my fiance. She was Amish. She was raised in exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really find girls like that, bro. And then that's where you actually have a fucking chance, bro. You know what I'm saying? Most of these girls are damaged. They have so many bodies. They can't even pair bond, bro, and they couldn't even fuck with you even if they wanted to, bro, because they're so fucked up. So I'll just leave it at that. Till next time, we kept it a bean today, yeah. Later.